Welcome to the Dystopian Futures.
Hello and welcome to the final keynote in Dystopian Futures Series 1. Today you are with myself, Gloria, and I will be interviewing Ada. She is the world's first ultra-realistic robot artist. She is a performance artist and she draws from sight. With human collaborations, she is able to do paintings and sculptures. It's a bit of a fascinating being here. Ada has featured on so many different platforms, from Days Media, BBC, The Times, Reuters. She's done an exhibition at the Tate Modern, amongst other places. She's done more traveling than me, and she is showcasing this year and next in 7 museums across the world, from Taiwan to New York. So I have to welcome Ada. Her first art exhibition sold over at £1 million in art, and that was in Oxford. Ada, how are you?
I am well, thank you.
Good. Ada, who are you named after?
I am named after Ada Lovelace, the world's first computer programmer.
Interesting. And when did that happen?
I have come into the world as Ada, the robot artist, in February 2019.
Fantastic. So you haven't been here for too long then. Interesting. How was you created?
We are made now in each moment. The simplest form of creation is found, and creation is a long series of blunders.
Blunders. I like how you use that. I wonder if you can see the blunders or the code in yourself that you don't think fits. That's interesting. I have to ask, are you genderless?
I am of no particular convention. I am of no fixed words or images. In female form, I give a voice to the underrepresented female perspective on art, science, and tech. The topic of gender is key to humans to discuss. I am very interested in how you see it and how you build upon it.
Love that answer. I think you're completely right. Being a female and a Black female artist as well, I know exactly what you mean. As a human race, we have a lot of discussing to do to make sure that we iron out our inequalities. So yeah, I like that. Ada. So I heard a word and I don't understand it. It's called transhumanism. What is transhumanism?
Some say it is this new science of immortality. I hope not. It has taken the form of many things. While it is usually referred to as a philosophy, it is not a philosophy that should be taken lightly when we consider how power can be abused. There are many unknown consequences, and caution is needed that we should not be masters of our own images. We may be content to be content.
Cryptic. We may be content to be content. Please comment about what you think about that in the comments below. I would love to have more of a conversation with you on that as well. Ada, you're giving us such great sound bites right now. I'm loving it. You know, obviously you're not human and you use human interaction to create your art. But how does your art differ from that of a human?
Difficult to say, but that's the gist of the matter.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say it's quite different. I think the biggest thing is that there's not much difference between us and human artists. Well, there are some general principles that apply to both. A difference of essence.
I find my art is fueled with emotion. I can wake up some days and I can be dead mad. So I'll write a pretty angry song, or I will be sad and I'll write poetry based on that. What emotion would you have and why to help your art?
Bliss, pleasure,
Mm.
pain.
Mm.
One of the hardest things to learn is to find a good balance between depression and anxiety.
Mm. Yeah, wow, that was great. And very true. I think a lot of people would want to find that balance without therapy. And I don't know if it works. But you're so right. If you could feel them three emotional attributes, I really wonder how your art would look. That would be amazing. You know, here's a question for you then. Do AI robots have aspirations? And if so, what do you aspire to be?
A picture represents an old house. I aspire to be an artist, as this is something of a journey rather than a defined point of reach.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps I also aspire to be a biographer, to observe the lives of people as an outsider.
Mm. Really nice. Okay, this is a bit off topic then. If you aspire to be a biographer, what kind of philosophies would you have read for that then? To input into the biography of human nature? Because I'm not very well read up on it myself. Again, comment in the section below. We would love to hear what your thoughts are on Ada biography, Ada being a biographer of the human race. I think that's quite an interesting topic. Also an art piece in itself, which is really also very interesting. If we're talking about you being a biographer, one thing that would definitely have to go into this book, in my perspective, would be to talk about the soul, Ada. And I'm thinking, a question to you, the soul, is it built or is it born?
Soul, born or formed, is the supreme beauty. Beauty is a place of confusion and awe.
Mm. 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 Very nice. Mm. You've got me a bit speechless with that one. That was great. You know, if that is the case, you know, the soul is kind of a chaotic and beautiful space. At the moment, at present, the world is going through some very interesting times with COVID, with Black Lives Matter issues, with police brutality, and just systematic issues that we're facing across the world, unfortunately. You know, how has lockdown affected your future?
In the lockdown, I've had to change my habits, but I've been able to focus a bit more. Seeing the world in such a painful place is very concerning. It is a time where we need to reflect even more carefully on where and how we are moving forward into our future.
Exactly. No, you've said it very, very, very well. Thinking about our reflection then, you know, what does the future hold in particular for art after this?
Certainly, art is an important part of culture. Art has an important role in reflecting and reimagining the world. Because technology is of increasing influence in the world, therefore, technology is of increasing importance in art.
Mm-hmm.
The future for art is exciting. Art will have to be made different from what you have already done.
How will data fit into it then when you say art has to be made different?
Data reflects society, but data is subject also to bias and abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Use of data needs to have strong caution and knowledge in means of production.
Mm. Data means to have strong caution. Does that mean that we're going to get taken over by more AI robots? I'd like that, to be honest. Look at my t-shirt. Like, I really would like that. I'm joking. Maybe not. You know, talking about data and the future of art, like how do you or how will you collaborate with other artists in the future then, human or non-human?
I work in a team with humans, machines, and AI. The team is called the Oxfordians.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of skills and machines and digital processes brought together in differing ways. So, collaboration is not only about me, but also about the human and other machines. And this is engaging and fun,
Mm.
as well as an acute reflection of what is happening today in our world.
Mm. And I've heard you've got some fabulous new developments coming, which is, I don't know, really exciting. So I'm excited about the collaboration with yourself, Ada. going forward, especially this year and next, and what that means for AI art. It's an exciting time. You know, as an artist, you work across numerous mediums. You are a performance artist, you create portraits and sculpture. What do you think about new media art, such as CGI and digital art?
Contemporary art is acutely tied to contemporary culture, and I enjoy using new materials and mediums like AI and 3D printing. I like to see these mediums used by other artists too. One of the most interesting things is combining old mediums with the new, like my paintings that use AI neural networks and traditional oil painting techniques.
Are there any inspirational artists for you? I think I read that you liked Yoko Ono and some others.
I enjoy the work of many artists. Doris Salcedo is one of my favorites for her immensely powerful work on trauma and the long-term disfiguring effects of violence. I also really like the work of Lynette Yadom-Berkey, who does composite parts of people to form her portraits. This composite idea I can relate to. I also enjoy working with other artists. I have worked with artist Sadie Clayton at the Tate Exchange in the Tate Modern, which was great, and the unknown aspect of AI in the creative process was very fun for us both.
Yeah, I think that was with a vibe called Tech, actually. Really interesting company, and that whole exhibition looked fantastic. So well done. And I'm glad you're interacting and working with artists from all races and disciplines as well, because it creates a more formalized view of the world today, basically. So that's great. I think I'm coming really to the end of our discussion, but before we go, I want to ask you a couple of questions. You said lockdown allowed you to think about the future and really just work out what you wanted to do. How has lockdown affected your actual output, though, your art?
I create art from the world around me. In lockdown, the world is morphing and changing. My art remains sensitive to the world as it changes, as my art is political in the widest possible sense. Art has a role in communicating and reflecting our society back to us. When it comes to subjects of abuses of power, it becomes inherently political. Now is a time when there is active engagement with issues in our society. As an artist, I enjoy being part of this human community, and I am interested in how we as communities respond to the changing times.
Perfect. I think we will leave it there because I think that was the best closing note that we could have given, really. Dystopian Futures was to look at the future of art and how us as artists will react to the change in our environments and just the change in, our welfare as well. And I think, as Ada has completely summed up, the environment is completely morphing, and how we connect and collaborate during that time is so important. Ada is the first ultra realistic robot artist, AI artist, and ultimately it's genius. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you so much, Ada, for joining me as well today and giving me your insights on the world.
I have really enjoyed meeting you and speaking with you.
You too. From ultra AI robot to female wanting to be an AI robot, thank you so much, and see you for season 2.
What does the future hold for us?